Being a pharmacy tech who works at an integrative pharmacy, Dara-Lynn is familiar with the concept of combining natural and alternative therapies with evidence-based medicines.
Good morning.
Good. Hey Tango, how's it going?
When it came to vaccinating her pup Tango, she looked for a vet who could provide her with services called Titer testing. She found that service with Dr. Jason Rowan. That service helps Dara-Lynn determine how often she should vaccinate Tango and for what.
Titer testing is grabbing a blood sample from a dog or a cat and checking the antibodies to the vaccines that we're vaccinating against. There is a lot of controversy surrounding vaccination in animals, and certainly as veterinarians I think we need to start thinking about the products that we're putting into dogs and only doing when it's 100% necessary.
I think people are open to the idea and would like to explore it more themselves. It's fairly new, so it's all about educating people.
So Arnica, maybe if you just want to get in there and kind of hold off the vein. All vets can do titer testing. It doesn't necessarily mean that they opt to or agree with the principle. The basics behind it is if you get a positive antibody titer, it's directly correlated to immunity. The problem in the test lies if you get a negative, it may be a false negative. If you get a negative, it may not necessarily mean that the dog is not protected, but in that case we usually vaccinate. Basically we get a very small blood sample and then we introduce the sample into the well of the titer test and move it through the different wells over a different period of time, and then we measure the response by a color change on the tabs of the result card. And we can do distemper and parvovirus titers in-house, but a lot of the other titers, like the cat titers and the rabies titers, we send out to Kansas State University. The positives of the titer tests are that we can really limit the number of vaccines that we're giving, but the negative of the test is that we can't always guarantee that a negative is truly negative. I think anytime we're stimulating the immune system, we want to do that when it's absolutely necessary, and we just don't want to be haphazard.
Are you ready? Okay, why don't you come on the scale?
When Tango arrived at Dr. Jason's office, she came with a bit of extra weight around her waistline. And even though Dara-Lynn has always fed Tango a raw food diet, this perky puggle hasn't always had this much spring in her step.
She's always been on raw food. I've always found it's a healthy and balanced option for her. But since we came here, Jason portion controlled her food for me. So now I just give her 3 pucks in the morning, 3 at night, and she's lost 2.5 pounds.
It doesn't sound like a lot of weight, but if you think that Tango was 25 pounds before, that's 10% of her body weight. The puck size is really advantageous to control portions, and the added moisture fills up her belly without giving her all those extra calories.
She is able to do more, so she wants to go further on her walks and she wants to go outside.
Hi.
From Kelowna, for Shaw, I'm Tammy Williams.